Wonderful.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Well, my name is Ellie, and I'm a wildlife care specialist right here at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. Now, the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is committed to saving species worldwide by uniting our expertise in animal care and conservation science with our dedication to inspiring a passion for nature. We integrate wildlife health, care, science, and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Now, our conservation work is focused in 8 hubs across 6 continents in regions where our alliance can make the greatest impact. Now, those are the Pacific Islands, Southwest, Amazonia, oceans, African forests, savanna, Asian rainforest, and Australian forest. Now, we believe that conservation starts with the connections that we make between people and wildlife every day. And that's exactly what we hope to do right now. So what do you say? You want to meet some wildlife?
Yes.
All right. Well, for our first guest, we are actually going to go to our Southwest Conservation Hub, which is right here in our own backyards. Now, here we are working to conserve wildlife such as the desert tortoise, Pacific pocket mouse, and the western burrowing owl. But this one might be a little familiar to us all, maybe even in our own backyards. Please help me welcome the very adorable Penelope, our Virginia opossum.
I'll go back down there.
Now, you did notice I emphasized the O in opossum. That is because the possum is actually a completely separate species living in Australia. So if anyone wants to correct your friends or sound really smart, make sure you emphasize the O in opossum. Now, these guys have quite the bad rap around here, but hopefully I'm here to change your mind about them because they're pretty incredible. So the first thing, they're actually very helpful, not only to the environment, but to humans. Now, what I mean by that, a couple reasons. The first one is going to be they actually are responsible partly for helping us create anti-venom. Now, these guys are able to withstand a rattlesnake bite, then turn around to then eat the rattlesnake. So pretty incredible. Now, they also help us prevent a lot of diseases, especially Lyme disease. One of their favorite snacks are ticks. Now, one opossum can eat thousands of ticks in one single season, and helping not just humans, but also our pets and anyone in our yards or around us. Now, a lot of people think that these opossums are very dirty, disease-ridden animals, but I'm here to let you know that that's not really the case. Now, these guys are actually incredibly clean animals. They will groom themselves most of the day, just like cats. They'll actually eat the ticks right off their body, but also their body temperature is actually very, very low, which makes it very difficult for most diseases to live in their body. So again, if you want to sound really smart or correct your friends, if anyone says, ew, that opossum probably has rabies, you can say, well, probably not actually, and tell them why. Now, these guys are also amazing because they are North America's only marsupial. Now, do we know examples of a marsupial? Koala, I heard it. Koala, kangaroo. It is an animal with a pouch. Now, opossums do have that pouch, but theirs is a little bit different. Instead of being horizontal, theirs is actually vertical. Now, this is because opossums are incredible climbers. A lot of us might see them on our fences, maybe in our fruit trees. That is because they have opposable thumbs, just like us. But their pouch is vertical so that they don't smush their little babies while they're climbing. Now, opossums are incredible mothers also. They can have around 13 babies in one litter, and what they'll do, they will actually carry them all on their backs until the babies are big enough to walk by themselves. So pretty incredible. Now, I'm sure a lot of us have recognized playing opossum, right? We've seen that, heard of it. But I'm here to tell you that that is actually an involuntary response. They have absolutely no control over whether or not this happens. Now, ultimately, their body gets so overwhelmed or they get so scared that it just shuts down on them. Now you might not think this is a good way to protect themselves, but most predators actually will not eat something that has passed away. So that is the selling point of the opossum. And to help them really sell it, their tongue will hang out of their mouth, they will emit a terrible smell, and they will be asleep for almost around 15 minutes sometimes as well. But again, they are amazing to our environment, and the best part, one of the best parts, is her cute little waddle as she walks away from you, is that tail of hers. Now that is a semi-prehensile tail, which prehensile is a fancy word for grasping. Now they cannot hold their entire body weight on their tail, but they do use it to help them climb. They'll wrap it around some branches, maybe stick it out for balance, but they're incredible little creatures. Did I change anyone's mind on the opossum?
No, I still love them.
Hand works for me, so great, I love that. Well, that was Penelope, our Virginia opossum, everyone. She's pretty adorable. All right, everyone. Now for our next ambassador, we're actually going to step away from our conservation hubs and talk a little bit about San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance's One Health approach to saving species worldwide. Now, the health of people, wildlife, and the environment are all interconnected, and our planet can only thrive when all life is thriving. That is the core of our mission and the thread that runs through all of our conservation efforts. Now, for this guy, we're going to talk about how his species can help other species. So we're going to talk about the canine. Dogs have been assisting humans for centuries and continue to do so by serving in the military, in law enforcement, and even in conservation. Now they are utilized for their superpower, which of course is their super sniffer. Dogs can have a sense of smell up to 100,000 times more powerful than our own. So to demonstrate this superpower, we have hidden a scented item somewhere in this area for our next guest to find. But he needs your help because he loves a crowd. So please get nice and loud. Help me welcome the one, the only, it's Elvis!
Elvis!
There he is! Now Elvis is on the hunt. He knows it's not on that side already. Now he has been he's been trained to specifically find a lemon scent. Oh, please don't knock those over. There it is, good job. All right, well, if you notice what he found, along with that lemon scent, it is a stuffed koala. Now this is to represent some of Elvis's counterparts down in Australia, who were a team of koala sniffing dogs. Now, if anyone remembers those wildfires a few years back, yes, he's very handsome. Unfortunately, a lot of koalas were injured, displaced, or killed by these fires, but researchers enlisted the help of a team of koala dogs to help do exactly what Elvis did, minus the pick up and carry part. The dogs will sniff out and help track any koalas and simply sit down to indicate that there is a koala nearby. For researchers to then rehabilitate and re-release those koalas. Now we also have a frog dog team in our Southwest Conservation Hub doing the same thing, helping researchers to track and locate the very endangered mountain yellow-legged frog. So this just proves that dogs can have an incredible role in conservation, and of course not just in our homes. Now Elvis here came to us from Guide Dogs of America, where we don't like to say he failed the program, but he was dismissed early from the program because of his food drive. This guy loves a snack more than anything in the world, and unfortunately, if he were to be someone's seeing eye dog, he would only guide them to a snack, whether that snack was in the middle of a road, maybe some train tracks. He does not care. He needs that snack. So he was career assigned to join us here at Wegeforth Bowl to be an amazing ambassador, but also companion to our South African cheetah. So he is very important here at Wegeforth Bowl. Once again, that was Elvis, everyone. All right. Now for our next Wildlife Ambassadors, I'm actually going to pass the mic off to my co-care specialist. This is Tony, everyone.
Thanks, Ellie. Hi, everyone. How are we doing? Are we enjoying our presentation so far?
Wonderful.
All right, very happy to hear. As Ellie said, my name is Tony. I'm another wildlife care specialist right here at Wegeforth Bowl. Now, our next wildlife ambassador is also going to be representing our One Health approach to saving species all around the world. And they do this by being an apex predator. Not only that, they are considered to be one of the largest owl species in the world. Please welcome out our Eurasian eagle owl. This is Einstein. And Ellie.
Dang.
Now
Ellie
Einstein
changed it
here
up
is
quick.
25 years old. She is a full-grown female Eurasian eagle owl. And I want to break down that name a little bit for you. So the Eurasian part is because these owls are found in parts of Europe and Asia. And the eagle owl
She'll come
part is
closer.
just in reference to their large size. They are not a hybrid between an eagle and an owl. That is not a thing. They are just incredibly large. So I want you all to take a good look at Einstein, and I would love to hear some guesses on how much you think she weighs in pounds. And you can shout them out to me. I'll try my best to hear them. 18? We have a winner right here, but I want to hear a couple more. 3, 30? 1890. I usually get 90 or 100. Ellie is pretty strong, but she weighs a whopping 5 pounds. Yeah, we had a winner over here. Nicely done. But she is a bird, right? Birds, of course, need to be light enough to fly. So even the biggest birds are typically going to weigh around maybe 20 pounds at most. But very good guessing, everyone. Now, owls are known as raptors or birds of prey. And what this means is they are birds that specialize in hunting with their feet. So they have big talons that are incredibly powerful that they are going to use to grab and crush their prey. Now, along with that, they have a bunch of adaptations to help them with the hunt. And I like to point out some of my favorites. So the first one you might have noticed are her big, beautiful eyes, right? Owls have incredibly unique eyes. Their eyes are actually fixed in place. So what I mean by that is you and I, we can keep our heads still and we can turn our eyes right, left, up, and down. Owls actually can't do that. So how do they look around? They're able to rotate their necks 270
Einstein.
degrees in either right or left direction.
Sometimes she's a chatty girl.
Quite incredible. Now they are able to do this because of their neck bones. So they have twice as many neck bones as you and I have. So we have 7, they have 14. So that allows them to have that rotation. Now, along with their big, beautiful eyes, they have incredible hearing. Maybe she might be chatty. Sometimes she likes to vocalize a little bit. We like to capture it. Did you all hear that? Yeah. It's very cute. Especially when we come in the morning. She's very chatty. We love it. Now, along with their eyesight, they have incredible hearing. So sometimes people think those 2 feathers on top of their heads are their ears. Those are called feather tufts. Those are actually there for camouflage. Their ears are 2 holes located on the sides of their head. You actually can't see them. They're underneath those feathers. One is going to be located up here, and the other one is going to be located a little bit lower. And it's thought that this asymmetrical placement is to help them triangulate sound to be able to pinpoint their prey with accuracy. And maybe she might want to say a couple things. Stage fright, that's okay, I get it. There we go. So along with that, they have one more incredible adaptation, which is honestly a superpower, and that is silent flight. So you actually cannot hear owls flying. There are a lot of really cool, unique videos out there online that you can check out, and they compare the flights between different birds, like pigeons, different hawks, other birds of prey, and the owl, and you cannot hear an owl flying. It is incredible. Now that is because they have special feathers. The edges of their feathers are serrated, meaning they are spaced out. So this allows air to pass through nice and easy, not creating any friction and not creating any sound. So along with the silent flight, the incredible eyesight and hearing, they are top predators. Now, what we can do to help out owls is just be aware of what chemicals we are putting out in the environment. So the use of rodenticides and pesticides, all of that, if an owl were to ingest a mouse that ate those things, they in turn could end their life. wildlife as well. So we always like to recommend or remind people, just make sure whatever you are putting out in the environments can affect our wildlife. And we want to keep our wildlife and ecosystems nice and healthy. And with that, let's get one last look at the incredible Einstein, our Eurasian eagle owl. She did a great job out here. Thanks, Ellie. Okay, everyone, so we just met an apex predator of the sky. Would you all like to meet an apex predator of the land?
Yes, please.
All right, so shortly out, we are going to be welcoming out one of our oldest gray wolves. His name is Shadow, and he is also part of the One Health approach. So he is an apex predator as well, same as Einstein. Now, I want to recommend
More time there than here.
Stays in their seats and keep nice and calm so we can have Shadow get nice and close to you all. Because believe it or not, wolves are very shy. They are actually non-confrontational animals. Now, Shadow here is 11 years old, as I mentioned, and he is the oldest member of our Wegeforth Bowl wolf pack. So we do have 2 younger wolves. They are his niece and nephew. They are a true family unit. They live here as well. So they're about 3 years old and Shadow is 11. Now, all 3 of these wolves were born at a conservation center in Nevada, and they came to live with us when they were very young. Now, that facility focuses a lot on wolf conservation and education, which is exactly what Shadow is helping us out with today. Now, wolves were once found all throughout the United States. But today they are only found in a few states and
Shadow.
parts of Canada as well. We're doing a little territory marking over there? Yeah. And that is because wolves have been hunted to the brink of extinction.
Yeah, sweet
and that
boy.
is because, as I mentioned, there is a lot of misunderstanding and misconceptions about wolves. A lot of times ranchers see them as pests. We might have heard the story of the big bad wolf, that wolves howl at the moon, all sorts of things. But as I mentioned, wolves are very non-confrontational and they're very important for our ecosystems. They are known as a keystone species, meaning that species is vital to an ecosystem, and if we were to remove them, that ecosystem would collapse. We actually saw this in Yellowstone. So if you all remember or have heard of, if you have not, I recommend looking it up, the story of wolves in Yellowstone. Once they were sent back to Yellowstone, the ecosystem started thriving. So they are very important. Now, we have a fun little activity out here on our presentation area, and hopefully we're gonna see a behavior called scent rolling. We'll see if he wants to do it or not, but essentially this is a natural behavior that canines and wolves exhibit. So when wolves find a smell that is maybe new or exciting, they want to communicate that to their packs. So what they are going to do is they are going to roll over all of that scent, cover their whole bodies with it, and bring it back to their pack to say, hey, check out what I found. Now, another reason they might do this is before they go hunting. There we go, right here. Does anyone have dogs at home that do this? Yeah, it's very common. They can thank their wolf ancestors for that. But another reason they might do this is before they go out hunting to mask their smell so they don't smell like a wolf, right? They're gonna cover up their scent in that and then hopefully be able to sneak up on their prey much closely. Now, along with scent rolling, they also can mark their territories by urination. We might have saw him do that over there. And they do have a lot of scent glands over their bodies, so they will rub on different objects to say, hey, this is my territory right here. Now, wolf packs, the size can vary a little bit. Gray wolf packs can be 2 members up to 12 members. It just depends on the territory. How much resources do they have? Are there enough prey? Is there enough land? It will vary depending on that. And it looks like the oldest member of our wolf pack is gonna go on back to his niece and nephew. Let's give it up for Shadow. He did a great job out here. And I forgot to mention, we have a couple different fun scents. There's a different soaps on our snow and on our objects. Sometimes they really like it, and sometimes they're like, not important. But it's always fun to see if they're into it. All right, everyone. Well, here at the San Diego Zoo, we are creating a world where all life thrives through collaboration, innovation, and inspiration. Now, conservation is at the heart of everything we do, but we, of course, can't do it alone. We need dedicated allies like all of you. So you can join us here at the San Diego Zoo by becoming a member. You can volunteer your time or your knowledge, or you can partner with us with some of our bigger conservation projects. Because when wildlife thrives, all life truly thrives. Thank you all so much for coming out and joining us here at Wegeforth Bowl. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.